What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny. Back in here with one more reaction video, ladies and gentlemen. And I got another one from the legend, Mr. Thomas Sowell. This video is titled, The Root Cause of Bitterness in America. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. Get on in here now. As I like to say, we are just spirits encased in human flesh, trying to figure out this thing called life, and not nearly as divided as the mainstream media tries to make it seem every day. So if you enjoy what you hear in this video, please share it far and wide.
Back to the campus again. What is creating the prejudice, other than the elites that you talk about that have their own? What is it among people that creates the differences that they don't get along?
Well, the differences have always been there, but they got along before. I mean, blacks and whites were different at Harvard when I was there, but you didn't find all the black students huddled together at lunchtime at the end of some table, the way you do on many campuses today. All the black students I knew had white roommates. And I would say that the ones that I knew were all popular, other than me.
And I'll say, growing up in an all-black environment, I'm not even speaking on the college campuses. I was raised at all skinfolk and kinfolk. Don't play with them kids. They mama trifling. They ain't got no daddy. Don't talk to them. That was just how my parents raised me. Go next door and ask Miss Criswell, can we borrow some sugar or some salt? But you could not be just mingling with any and everybody simply because y'all had the same skin color. That's a new concept that just came around within these last 3 to 5 years.
That's not the situation today.
So what's causing it?
The fact that you do have those little elites who have their agenda. It's the fact that the black students are forced to come out and do the demonstrations and the whatnot. The fact that you have students there who are tremendously alienated because they suddenly find themselves in this situation where academically it's all they can do to keep their noses above the water, if they can do that.
And it's not just black students that are forced to come out and protest and all that weird stuff now. I was at a cryotherapy center not too long ago talking to the white employees there, some young girls. And they were saying how they felt pressured to go out and participate in the George Floyd protests or riots, whatever you want to call them. Or anytime something happens, they said they feel pressured to go out, or they feel pressured to post a black square on their IG, because if they don't, their other white friends will start looking at them and thinking they're racist. It's just, we're making people hate themselves and hate each other over symbolic gestures that really don't mean anything and don't add value to anyone's life.
And then there's someone there to tell them that this is all due to the white power structure. And then there are the white students who are sick of hearing that. And they say, if you can't hack it, that's your problem. Don't give us this junk. And then that's called insensitivity. It's self-reinforcing. You know, there are some reactions that are self-equilibrating, but there's some that keep feeding each other. Let's say an ugly racial incident happens on campus at one of the elite colleges. Invariably, the first thing that will be said is we must have now a larger quota of minority students, a larger quota of minority faculty, and we must now subject the white students to these sensitivity courses or ethnic courses or what have you, courses that they've rejected taking, otherwise they wouldn't be necessary to force.
Critical race theory and all that stuff. Another thing that I don't understand about universities is they love to shine a bright light on all the mass atrocities that have happened in Black America, but they skip over all of the great accomplishments the Black Americans have been adding to society since the 1600s. You know, as a young Black man, when I read Booker T. Washington Up from Slavery, when I read the autobiography of Frederick Douglass, when I read The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson, I don't come away from any of those books feeling like an oppressed victim. I feel like I can accomplish anything, bro. I feel like a warrior standing up like, ah. But when I get my history through the school system and through the media, I'm taught that I'm nothing, I'll never become anything, and it's not possible for me to become anything. And that's why I say all Black young men, young women, all white young men, young women, educate yourself, think for yourself. Because as a Black student going to the best schools in America, you're taught to look at yourself as a second-class, less-than citizen. And as a white student in America, you're taught to view yourself as an oppressor. And I just believe if you go to school in China for 12 years, you don't come out hating China. If you go to school in Russia for 12 years, you don't come out of there hating Russia. But for some reason, you go to the best schools, the best universities in America, and America is oppressive. America needs to be overthrown. It just doesn't make sense. It almost seems like your enemies are controlling the school system And I remember Malcolm X saying only a fool would allow his enemy to educate his children. What do we have happening today in America? I'm a big fan of homeschool, and I'm a big fan of charter schools.
That is not going to make things better. That's going to make them worse. But as they get worse, then you keep doing that. And so it's just an upward spiral. And I just don't know where that spiral is going to end. I don't see anybody with the courage to end it. And I see it leading only to bad things.
What would you do if you were an administrator at a college or a university?
Well, you see, you're bringing me in now 20 years after they've gone into this mess.
Man.
20 years ago, I said, don't do it. 20 years ago, I said, if you do it, this will be the consequence. And I wasn't the only one. And people simply did not want to hear it.
Has there been a class that has graduated from college since the 70s that didn't come out pro-communism or pro-Marxism? And I only say that because you can go watch videos of Angela Davis, 1972, UCLA, saying how she's a Marxist. And then you can fast forward if you've seen the Black Lives Matters leaders say that they were trained Marxists. So when did Marxism take over America? That's the question that we should all be asking right now.
And so I am very unsympathetic to the administrators. I said, you made this mess.
Or better yet, when did Marxism take over Black America? Because we've always been told that Black Americans cannot prosper under capitalism, yet we've never been allowed to reap the benefits of capitalism. We've only been told that it's an oppressive system. My question back to that was where has communism worked? Where has socialism worked? Show me anywhere where anyone has prospered under those nations, because I can show you a ton of people who have prospered under capitalism. And right now, while I'm recording this video, 5 a.m., there are a ton of immigrants trying to get into America so they can make a better life for their family and for their children.
You get out of it. Now, fortunately for me, nobody wants to hear what I have to say about it now. And so there's not another live issue for me. Some gentleman wrote me from Princeton. I think he's associated with the university in some way. That would I come to Princeton and confer with this or that person? And I said, no. No one has ever asked me in all these years to come to a university and do this. I don't think there's the slightest interest at Princeton or anywhere else in what I have to say about these matters, because the ideologues feel they have the word, the truth, and the light, and they don't want me confusing the issue. And the others are afraid of the ideologues. And so there's no point in my making an unnecessary trip across the country just to chit-chat with people at Princeton.
And that's how I feel. Truthfully, I would love to go to some colleges and talk to these professors and these Marxists, because I'm dumbfounded about how they can't read the same American history that I can. How they can't read it. Jackie Robinson. We all know that Major League Baseball has Jackie Robinson Day, but no one teaches us he was extremely outspoken against communism. No one teaches us that Martin Luther King was a registered Republican. No one teaches us that for the last 50, 60 years, every major inner city has been run by Democrats. And I'm never telling anybody to be a Republican. I'm just saying when you take the veil off of your face as a black young man in America and say, man, everything that I thought I knew was a lie. And so I'm only making this information to put out to the masses world, say, read for yourself, think for yourself. Because the more I learn that I truly know nothing about history. But everything that I thought I knew was a lie. I can truthfully say that. I thought Barack Obama was yes, we can. And his mentor was the leader of the Hawaii Communist Party. There's a lot once you dig into this that you understand there's a reason that Martin Luther King told Harry Belafonte, I fear I've integrated my people into a burning building. Read for yourself, think for yourself, man. Knowledge is power, and we all have access to the energy in this world. And I can't guarantee that I'll change the world, but I want to spark the brain that sparks the brain that changes the world. This young generation has been raised to grow up in groupthink. And the most valuable gift that God gave you was a brain to think for yourself. Question everything. No two individuals should walk around with the exact same thought process. Just because I'm black and you black don't mean we got to feel the same about all issues. We're not taught to like the same sports teams or the same food. When it comes to political issues, get over there or you ain't black. Which takes me back to slavery, a stand in line, boy. And I just don't want the younger generation raised to know that they can't think for them. You really can think for yourself. You could be the next Nikola Tesla. You could be the next Elon Musk. You could be the next Jeff Bezos. Or you could be the next you. Because everything that you see around you was created by somebody with 2 hands, 2 feet, and a brain. So while the elites keep trying to divide us over skin color and all this petty stuff, your brain don't know what color your skin is. But if Elon Musk can plan to go to Mars, there's something inside of you where you can plan to go to Jupiter. I don't know. But do not be bogged down by these low vibrational conversations about skin color and about oppression. Let's grow, let's evolve as humans, because we all are the human race. And one day, all our bodies is going to drop and our spirits will go wherever the creator takes us. So while you here, make the best of it. Spread positive energy and create something great so you become immortal. So your great, great, great grandchildren are running around bragging about how dope you was in this thing. Not talk about my grandpa was just oppressed and he got treated bad. Nah, man. Be a victor, not a victim. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Understand you are limitless no matter where you come from, no matter what your background is like. 3'5", 7'2", 60 pounds, 400 pounds. If it's still air in your body, God still has a plan and has a blessing for your life. Never be too proud to pray. Never quit on yourself, and never believe the media that you are a victim or you are oppressed, man. You are free. You are limitless. We in the land of the free, home of the brave. Stand up, say it with your chest out, and like Dolph say, go get the money. Till next time, we outie. Peace.